Morning, everyone. Back with some more Astrologaster. Of course, uh, starting off in Neo again, because there's no particular background music where I have it left off in Astrologaster. And today's song is Unconscious. Nothing lasts in this world, but this song makes you feel like there's something you've missed lurking just out of sight. I suppose it feels that way, but oh, controller's dead. Give me a moment, actually. Change grip order. There you go. And start up Astrologaster. I need to remind myself to charge up my spare controllers now. Whoops. Oh well. Okay. Back to Astrologaster.
Hear ye! Earl of Essex, foiled in Queen, kidnap, attempt, shocker. Biggest treason fail since Babington plot. Hear ye!
As we last left things, we convinced Robert Devereaux to stage a revolution of sorts to become the next king of England, because the Queen's pretty old. But turns out, not our best piece of advice, and apparently he was foiled. It's okay, we have a letter of rec from him. We don't really need to deal with him much longer.
It's black, she is a wife. 'Tis one way to live a life, oft with misfortune and with strife, especially if you be Black's wife.
Speaking of other patients we ruined the lives of, hello, Alice.
Good day, Mistress Blagg. Pray tell, how did things fare with your gentleman friend, Owen Wood, the Dean of Armagh?
Alas, 'tis all over betwixt me and Dean Wood. I did ask him for a small loan, and he was most insulting about it. We have not spoken since. And I think I know why his ardour for me has cooled, for I did lately learn that he has been bedding half the women in the diocese.
Ah, yes. I too did lately hear of this.
So it seems your stars were right. There verily were other women vying for Dean Wood's affections. But this day I am come about my husband. Methinks he is ill, yet he pretends he is not.
Ah, pray describe his symptoms to me.
Well, yesterday I did remark that something was amiss when Molly McDoon and I returned from the playhouse. Well, there was a special performance of Richard II at the Globe. Know you of it? Oh, 'tis the play that makes the Queen look bad.
Aye, I know of it.
When I came in the door, there was an awful racket coming from our upstairs rooms. I went to see what the matter was and found my husband tucked up abed, moaning and wailing, and with a monstrous rash all over his face. He told me some nonsense about having been stung by wasps, and that he is merely tired. But I do not believe him.
I see.
I bid you, foreman, tell me true, for I grow ill with worry. Is it grave? Blagg had better not think of dying on me afore he has paid his debts.
Ah, for as his widow, by law, you would inherit them, would you not? But mayhap there is little to worry about. Let us consult the stars and see. What ails Thomas Blagg, the Dean of Rochester?
Ugh, what happened to patient confidentiality for us in Blog? We do know Blog is dying, but what do we tell his wife? Blog is troubled with melancholy, a disease characterized by much woe and a preference for remaining abed. swelling in the cods. Ew. Erysipelas, a disease characterized by bodily pain and redness on the nose and cheek. Do we just tell her straight up? We don't have your letter, do we? Yeah, and Blog's not giving us one at all. Let me see, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I gotta be careful with Alice. I might as well tell you.
Alas, I am afeard your husband is ill with a disease known as erysipelas. He is in grave danger. Indeed, his case is advanced and beyond treatment. There is nothing to be done now, but prepare yourself for his death, Miss.
She's seems
Madam?
stunned.
Alice? Come, Alice, I will find you a chair.
Nay, I must not tarry. I am meeting Mistress McDoon at the Bear for a quiet one. Good day, Foreman.
But Alice...
Well, that's unfortunate for her, but... Quarren's wife did come about her husband, whose symptoms included loud moaning, a severe facial rash, and a preference for remaining abed. I did diagnose erysipelas and warned the Quarren that her husband would most likely die. Oh, she's stunned. Hopefully...
Hear ye, hear ye! Traitor loses head after losing mind. Earl of Essex gets the chop for treason. Hear ye!
On this day, the 25th day of February in the year of our Lord, 1601, Robert Devereaux, the Earl of Essex, was executed for treason. The execution follows yesterday's trial at which he was found guilty of leading a failed plot against the realm. Formerly a favorite of both Her Majesty and the London public, the Earl's surprising betrayal of both Queen and country has shocked the nation. So he's never coming back? Good thing we got his letter of rec then.
If you try to argue with her, you will have no luck. She'll twist and turn your logic till your reason comes unstuck. Chastise Mary who you like, she will not give up. Will not give up.
Yeah, I can see that. She is one of the more bothersome and nosy patients we have.
Well met, Mistress Payne. How fare you this day?
Most well indeed, sir, for I am just come from taking my niece on an outing to Tower Hill. 'Twas to see the execution of the traitor Robert Devereaux.
Ah, yes, Lord Devereaux. What a tragic end to a promising career.
And such a lovely beheading they gave us. My
Ew.
niece and I very much enjoy the hangings at Tyburn, but a beheading is so much more elegant, is it not?
What's wrong with you,
Verily,
lady?
'tis a better class of execution, I find. And the royal executioner did go down on Devereaux with such skill. A single stroke was all it took to give us the traitor's head.
Aye, 'tis true the royal executioner gives excellent...
But I have no time to tarry here and gossip with you, Dr. Foreman. I am come on a matter of great concern. And you are just the man to help, methinks. For your prediction that Elizabeth's reign would endure was true. Whilst the Queen does have the appearance of being naught but a painted corpse propped up on a throne using artfully placed cushions, she is, in law at least, still alive. Praised be!
Ah, indeed. Praised be. And what is this new matter that concerns you?
'Tis that England is filling up with foreigners. Indeed, 'tis been going on for so many years now that in London 'tis rare to hear anyone discoursing in the English tongue anymore. The city is crawling with continentals.
Ah, then I take it you do not enjoy your visits to the city of London.
Oh, nay, I have never been to London. For as I did just say, 'tis crawling with continentals, and Lambeth will soon suffer the same fate if we do not act. Why, only the other day, I spied a continental on the high street. A monstrous ogre of a man he was. And as for his face, His eyelashes were so fair, he had the appearance of having none at all.
Ah, yes, the Netherlanders. 'Tis true the people of the Netherlands can be fair of hair and tall of stature.
And 'tis surely no coincidence that Lambeth has suffered an increase in crime of late. We do not feel safe, Dr. Foreman. Every night we ladies of Fore Street do shiver in our beds at the thought of these frighteningly large men.
I do not doubt it, madam. Now, let us see whether the stars might allay or confirm your fears. Should the residents of Lambeth be concerned about an influx of continentals?
Oh, I thought we were in London this entire time. I don't know where Lambeth is, though. Okay, what do I do with this lady's racism? Lambeth's residents' relationship with the continental immigrants is in danger of turning violent. Our duty lies with our domestic concerns, which should take priority. Some continentals are lying about why they are in Lambeth. They are here to rob Lambeth residents of our household possessions. We must not be deceived. Our queen has been waging war on the continent. Unpleasantness in the name of religion has caused death and destruction. The residents of Lambeth are being somewhat hypocritical. The stars advise countering this hypocrisy. Continental immigration will enrich England's legacy with culture and innovation. There you go. Youths who have lost their sense of discipline are involved. I feel like picking B. Legacy, children. But war? Do I want war? Do I want war? Be suspicious of the Continentals or legacy? I guess I might as well go with legacy.
Madam, I may assure you that if there be a rise in criminality, the Continentals are not to blame.
Then who is to blame?
May I suggest the youth of this day? The youth of this day are customarily blamed for social ills, and in this instance, it would seem justified, at least according to the stars. As for the Continentals, it appears that elements of their culture and expertise may one day serve to enrich ours. Consider, for example, the additional dining options they have brought with them to England. Indeed, do we English not tire of our dreary custards and dull mutton roasts?
Well, in truth, I am a little partial to their... What are those puffy pancake things with the crisscrosses on them?
Waffles, I believe.
Aye, I will own I am partial to those Netherlander waffles. But pish, Dr. Foreman, you learned men and fancy folk may discourse all you like about having your dinner tables enlivened with foreign cookery, but who is it that suffers when desperate Continentals go a-robbing our houses and a-troubling our women? 'Tis us ordinary folk, 'tis who. I will have my husband write to Lambeth Palace and tell the Archbishop we will have no more of these Continentals in Lambeth. Blessed day, Dr. Foreman.
Oh, did you not like... Okay. Querent did come with fears of an influx of continental immigrants. It did suggest to Querent that continental migrants were a welcome addition to English society. Well, she'll be back 2 more times. Oh, come on. I wonder when Mr. Payne will be getting home from the butcher's. I could do with a lovely big bit of gammon this evening. What's gammon? Is that like a type of bird or something?
Hear ye, hear ye! Dean of Rochester Cathedral dies. New Dean pledges to refurnish empty cathedral. Hear ye!
Unfortunate, Blogg. Local residents were saddened this day by the tidings of the death of Thomas Blogg, Dean of Rochester Cathedral. He leaves behind a wife, Alice Blogg, and children John, Thomas, Cornwallis, Edmund, Nicholas, and Francis. Now, that's quite a lot of kids. Dude couldn't secure his finances properly?
Humphrey Bed, a easy soul
Welcome back, Humphrey.
Good day, Mr. Bell, and well met. I recall you were hoping for a pay rise. How did that go?
Well, I got a pay rise, innit? I took your advice about banding together with the other hired men and gabbing about how much coin we was getting. Turns out, another one of the lads weren't getting paid enough for his lady parts neither. So, we all refused to do our rehearsals until the boss man fixed it.
Well done, Mr. Bell. I must say I am most proud of you.
But this day, I am come about my skin. She's so clapped, I need twice as much ceruse as normal.
Ah, yes, Venetian ceruse, the white lead and vinegar paste ladies and players use to whiten their faces.
You have to fix it for me, Doctor, for my role in Mr. Shakespeare's new play. I'm to play a lady who disguises herself as a lawyer.
A lady cunningly disguised as a lawyer? Forsooth, how original. But I see not why you need worry over your complexion. Having a sound grasp of Latin and a talent for eloquence are the usual qualifications of a legal advocate, are they not? Is it verily necessary for this lawyer to have beauty as well?
Well, Mr. Burbage seems to think so.
These are enlightened times, and we must have confidence in our audience that they will accept, even welcome, the notion of a lady of learning, as long as she be lovely enough to lie with.
I see. And 'tis true your skin is looking a little less than lovely at present. Let us see if we may find a remedy for it in the stars. What is the matter with Humphrey Bell's face, and what may be done to improve its appearance?
It's kind of messed up still, but okay. Can't fix everything in this time period, I suppose. Melancholy. Condition that can make the skin appear pale in appearance and induce fanciful imaginings in the mind. Possibly. Distemperature of the liver, occasioned by some kind of poison. I mean, if you use lead on your face, probably. Troubled with ugliness? No. He's a handsome lad. He has no reason to be depressed. I feel like it's some sort of poisoning.
The stars indicate that your skin troubles are occasioned by the ceruse paste you're applying to your face. The lead it contains is causing your scabs, and, if I am not mistaken, some thinning in your hair. But these are merely indications of a greater trouble it is causing. A distemperature of the liver. You must no longer apply lead to your face, Mr. Bell.
What you mean, like, 'tis poisonous or something?
Oh, nay, that is not poisonous. You merely seem to have a sensitivity to it, is all. I will write you up a prescription to take to an apothecary. He will concoct you a paste from alum, tin ash, and sulphur as a replacement for the ceruse you have been using. And to hide the damage to your skin, you might apply the white of a raw egg to your face. 'Twill act as a kind of glaze over your complexion.
So all this will fix my face, yeah? Zow! I thank you kindly, Dr. Foreman.
I don't think sulfur's any better, but, you're the doc, Foreman. Querent did wish to know what the matter with his skin was and asked what might be done to improve its appearance. I did tell the Querent that his face was afflicted by the lead he was using to whiten his face. I did prescribe him an alternative beauty treatment. He's quite pleased. I shall be the best man playing at being a woman playing at being a lawyer Mr. Burbage could ever ask for. Good luck, sir.
Mr. Foreman, doubtless I need not explain why you have been brought before the College of Physicians this day. We have been informed that you persist in practicing medicine without a license, in defiance of the law and in spite of previous warnings given you by myself and my distinguished colleagues. How do you answer this charge? Well, what do you have to say for yourself, Sirrah?
We're working on it.
I say that I am a good doctor, and that my many years of experience have allowed me to perfect my methods as a true physician.
You would dare speak of your methods, Mr. Foreman? We are informed that you write your patients' names and complaints in a notebook, doubtless all the better to blackmail them with.
Ah, yes, my case books. Indeed, sir, 'tis most useful to be able to remember a querent's history.
Furthermore, you use astrological readings not simply to predict the course of an illness or judge the best time for a treatment, as good medicine teaches us, but you find the cause of the disease in the stars. You refuse to examine your patient's urine for this purpose.
Well, yes, for...
And you would dare claim that in these past years you have gained medical knowledge and skill from mere experience? Then I invite you to provide proof of it now. You will submit to an examination.
Again, Saturn rules over some sort of bile. I think it's black. Someone with an excess of black bile will be, I think, melancholic. Intelligence is ruled by, it's either Saturn or Jupiter. I feel like it has to be Jupiter because Jupiter is Zeus. And Zeus is usually more associated with intelligence than over Saturn. Because I think Saturn is supposed to be Kronos, his father. Oh. The head. I think it's Gemini. Oh.
Silence! Simon Foreman, you have failed this examination,
Oh.
and thereby have proved yourself unfit to practice medicine.
Oh.
Remove this charlatan, this carnival quack from my sight.
What, again? I demand to speak with my legal counsel.
It might have been
You will
Aries.
regret this.
Sir, it was with shock and distress that I did learn of your current situation, but worry not, Dr. Foreman, for you will be freed from jail this very day. I bade my husband, Lord Dyer, exert his influence on your behalf, but I must warn you that the College of Physicians cannot be obstructed for long, and you will verily ought to procure a medical license. Thank you, Mistress Dyer. I thought you killed Lord Dyer, considering, what's-his-face came to us, asking if he should give you a chance and marry you. Yeah. How do I help you, Alice?
Well met, Alice, dear friend. Since your husband's death, I have oft thought of you. Fare you well?
Oh, Foreman, I am sorry for not coming to see you sooner, for I was grateful for your warning about Blag's illness. It gave me the sense to bide with him in his final hours. It was only then that I did realize how much I did love the old fool. Despite his mump-headed nature and his leaving me and the children with not a penny between us. But the day after he passed, I came upon a note he had writ for me. I warrant that was your idea, was it, Foreman?
It may have been.
Then I thank ye for it, Simon. It was a comfort to be left something to remember him by, even if it be the only thing he did leave me. But things are better since I did become Mistress Macy.
Then you have remarried?
Aye. 'Twas the only means of putting a roof over our heads and meat in our bellies. And Mr. Macy is a kind man. Oh, but Foreman, we may not have our roof much longer. Macy has threatened to leave me.
The brute!
Well, to be fair, I suppose I did fail to apprise him of the full extent of Blag's debts, which are, as you know, not inconsiderable. But what am I to do about it now?
Ah, yes, of course. By marrying you, he is now responsible for the debts of your late husband, according to the law. In sooth, 'tis a high price to pay for a wife. No matter the marital bliss, her bountiful charms and fine qualities do doubtless afford him.
Ah, save it for another day, Foreman. 'Tis not your chub-brained flattery I am come for. 'Tis your counsel.
Then let us see if the stars may offer a solution. How may Alice Macy prevent her husband petitioning for a divorce?
Okay. How can I prevent my new husband from divorcing me over my late husband's debts? Ugh. Rough. situation. Okay, Mr. Macy feels nervous about being burdened with Thomas Blogg's debts and angry towards Alice as a result. Family trip might turn things around. They don't have money then, I don't think. Thomas Blogg's legacy is the debts he has burdened his widow with. Alice must be realistic and temper her hopes. God is punishing the deceased Thomas Blogg by visiting the evil sins of the father upon his widow and children. Oh, that's not pleasant, but it sounds very accurate. Let's just suggest a trip, though, right? Do they even have the finances to go on a trip? Well, I just got her letter of rec.
Alas, you have little hope of calming your new husband's feelings about your late husband's debts. But the stars suggest that your family might go abroad, and thus put yourself out of the reach of Blagg's creditors. You must do this without delay.
Go abroad? You mean where foreigners live?
Aye. My chart also suggests that you find some creative solution to ensure your husband's cooperation in such a project. Has he ever expressed an interest in the New World colonies? Or perchance you might suggest an extended tour of Roman antiquities?
Nay, but I will put my mind to it. But if we do go abroad, this is doubtless the last time I shall ever see you, Foreman.
Yeah, whatever happens to you after this is none of my concern. I got your letter of rec, lady. Quarren did wish to know how she might prevent her new husband, Mr. Macy, from divorcing her over Thomas Blogg's debts. I did suggest to Quarren think of a reason for the family to move abroad, where they would find themselves beyond the reach of Blogg's creditors. Thanks to Quarren was pleased with me for the reading I gave this day. Coitus post consultatio. One last time, I suppose. 3 times total with Alice. Come on, Alice, you can do it. Macy was chump-headed enough to marry you, so mayhap he'll go abroad with you as well. Goodbye. Have fun sleeping with men abroad, I guess. For money, I guess. I mean, you did do this just to secure stability.
Hear ye, hear ye. Nation mourns death of beloved Queen. King James of Scotland tipped to succeed to the English throne. Hear ye.
All England is in mourning as news spreads of the death of our beloved sovereign. Queen Elizabeth Tudor, oft referred to as Good Queen Bess by her subjects, expired of natural causes on this day, the 24th day of March, the year of our Lord, 1603. Although Her Majesty left no heir nor named a successor, her cousin and nearest blood relation, 57 years old, James Stuart, King of Scotland, is rumored to be traveling down from Edinburgh to be crowned King of England later this week.
Hungry man, you must not taste so ill, for your beauty does fade, we do adore you still. I feel wide, I thought so, and I find at the sight of your shapely behind.
Did we not help him? That's unfortunate.
Good day, Mr. Bell. Oh, I must congratulate you on your performance of the comely lady lawyer in The Merchant of Venice. And methinks your skin is much improved. 'Tis verily glowing.
Aye, Dr. Foreman. Changing my lead paste for sulphur worked very well. Mistress Burbage says I now look a picture of beauty.
Oh,
Did
okay.
she now? Forsooth, 'tis well to hear the troubles with your skin are resolved. Now, what is it you come for this day?
Mr. Shakespeare has written a new play, and I need to look younger if I'm to get a good part in it. 'Tis about an ancient Roman general called Titus Andronicus. I wish to play the role of his comely mother, the Lady Tamara.
You need to look younger in order to play a man's mother, you say. But according to my casebook, why, sir, you are not yet 25 years of age.
Aye, sir, indeed. 'Tis but the business of playing, though, isn't it? At least, according to Mr. Burbage. He was well vexed when I pointed out how the man playing tights is near as old as I am.
If the stage is not to your liking, Mr. Bell, I invite you to seek employment elsewhere.
All right then, let us see what the stars advise. What can be done to make my querent Humphrey Bell appear younger?
25 is pretty young, though. Humphrey must undergo a transformation to repair the damage Time's legacy has wrought. This advises that something refined that has been obtained from a foreign country can help him appear younger, but there's cruelty involved. Ugh. Good angels have bestowed upon Humphrey the talent of artistry, which he can use to improve the appearance of his face. It is God's will that Humphrey embraces his masculinity as he matures. Humphrey's bosses are impossible to please, and Humphrey should be pessimistic about his ability to reverse the aging process. Humphrey is out of touch with reality. He cannot reverse the aging process and look younger. Does... Do I wanna, like, torture him? Or do I want him to accept that he can't be younger? What is with this one again? This is so vague. I'm not picking that. B or C? Beauty being equivalent to pain, or let this man grow up. Wait, what are rumors? Represents being impossible to please. Age being reversed. Optimism in reverse, so it's pessimism. Okay, so yeah, the boss being impossible to please and all that. I guess.
We must address your problem scientifically, Mr. Bell. Youth is characterized by sanguinity, governed by the humor blood. Therefore, we need to give you the appearance of having an abundance of blood. In your cheeks and lips, for instance.
So how do I do that?
With insects.
You what?
One moment while I fetch a pot of them from my cabinet. Now, these are what are called cochineal beetles. Do not be afeared, for they are dead. They have been shipped here from the New World. You must crush a handful of these creatures into a powder, mix it with water, and then apply it to your cheeks and lips.
Beetle juice on my face? I will not lie, that sounds mad. I'll give it a try, though.
Oh, so like lipstick? Old-fashioned beetle lipstick? Querent desired to know what he might do to appear younger. I did prescribe a dye from cochineal beetles to add the semblance of ruddiness to his lips and cheeks. Oh, like lipsticks and blush. Okay. Cool. 2 letters already. If ladies are using this Beetlejuice thing, it must be on the level. Poor little beetles, though, in it. Welcome back, Mistress Fortescue.
Good morrow, Mistress Fortescue. How may I do so?
Oh, Dr. Foreman, I have urgent need of your advice. Oh, woe! I know not what I am to do.
On my word, madam, I have never before seen you in such a state. Pray tell, whatever can the matter be?
'Tis my husband, Captain Fortescue. God mend me! He has been implicated in a conspiracy to commit treason.
Ah, yes, your husband, Captain Henry Fortescue. He is a great friend of Sir Walter Raleigh, is he not? Oh, methinks I see your problem. For Raleigh has been implicated in a plot against our new king, has he not? 'Tis said the plotters wished to oust the king and install the king's cousin on the throne. Or was Raleigh involved in that other plot? The one to kidnap the king and force him to appoint a more religiously tolerant privy council. In truth, there are so many plots against the English throne these days, 'tis hard to keep abreast of them all.
Indeed, I know not which plot Sir Walter was arrested for, but I have heard tell that the Privy Council seeks to find conspirators amongst his associates. Hence I have been hiding my husband, now a sailor, and pretending he's still away at sea.
But why would your husband fear arrest? Was he involved in Sir Walter Raleigh's plot?
Nay, he was not. But all London believes that he and Sir Walter are very great friends.
Ah, yes, I see. But what of your own friends, Mistress Fortescue? All those lords, ladies, and bishops who have so oft graced your table, would they not speak in your husband's defence?
Well, dear Emma says she will speak for my husband, but alas, she now has little influence at court on account of some scandals of her own. As for my other acquaintances, they have all disowned me.
Huh?
They decline my invitations, and no one is at home to me when I call upon them. Even Sir Munchelot has stopped speaking to me.
Even your parrot, madam? On my word, that is very cold.
I beseech you, sir, read the stars and tell me how I might save my husband from arrest. Pray assure me he will be safe.
Let us see, then. Is Captain Henry Fortescue in danger of being arrested for treason? If so, what might Mistress Fortescue do to prevent it?
Sounds like he is, but I gotta look for a solution. Or prioritize a solution then. Fortescue family's reputation is dead. They will go down in history as traitors. She is deluded and has lost touch with reality. God will punish Captain Fortescue violently for his part of his conspiracy. I'm pretty sure he's innocent. King will soon be waging a violent war in a foreign country, thus distracting him from hunting for Raleigh's co-conspirators. She may be optimistic about her husband's fate, for the plot against the king will soon be taken far less seriously than it is now. Despite what she may think, Sybil Fortescue can still use her social authority, and I don't think she can. The intelligent course is for Sybil to keep her distress a secret from the world and behave as if she has nothing to fear. War seems promising.
Be not so afeard, madam, for the stars show cause for optimism. Whilst your family's situation is grave at present, it will not remain so for long.
Oh, my days, Dr. Foreman! You cannot imagine how well it is to hear your words.
Indeed, given enough time, this plot against the king will be remembered as but a trifling affair. Even King James himself will soon be jesting of it. He will remark, "Remember you the time Sir Walter Raleigh and his friends tried to snatch away my crown and give it to my cousin? Such japes!"
Dr. Foreman, I do not think that can be right.
I assure you it is, madam, for the king will soon be engaging England in a bloody foreign war so all-consuming that mere domestic political machinations will seem trifling in comparison.
On my honour, I truly do wish I could believe what you say, but...
Okay, that was wrong.
'Tis well known that King James favours peace, and does not intend to engage England in more wars.
Ah, verily?
Yes, verily. Such matters of state have oft been discussed at my table.
Could have said so before, lady.
I must own, Dr. Foreman, that your false assurances do give me no comfort. No comfort at all, Dr. Foreman. Methinks I shall to Whitehall go and throw myself upon the mercy of the king.
Should have picked A. Querent wished to know whether her husband would be arrested for treason and how she could prevent it. Did advise Querent not to worry, as foreign war would soon distract the king for seeking to punish traitors. Oh, it didn't matter anyway. I already had your letter. Perchance if I were to sell my jewels, I could have enough coin to bribe a lord of the Privy Council. He's only 25. What the heck?
Good day to you, young sir. May I say, your playing of Titus Andronicus's comely mother was excellent. Well, a wondrous performance, Mr. Bell.
Aye, well, they let me play her in the end. Your crushed Beetlejuice thing worked very well. Mr. Burbage decided to keep me in the role when he saw my rosy cheeks and that.
Indeed. Forsooth, I am glad the cochineal beetle treatment proved efficacious.
Ah, well, I'm not so sure I am, innit? My newfound loveliness has stirred a passion in Mistress Burbage. She's been trying to move to me.
On my word. But surely, Mr. Bell, if Mistress Burbage's attentions occasion you discomfort, you have merely to tell her so. Make it plain you wish your relationship to remain professional and bid her abstain from any amorous advances.
You what? Nay, sir. If I air her, she'll be vexed and I could lose my job. Know you what I mean?
Ah, I see, yes. If she were to take umbrage, she might use her influence over her husband to prevent you from getting work. Well, I do have a recipe for a very effective aphrodisiac. Nay? Then let us see what the stars advise. How might Humphrey Bell calm the ardour of Mistress Burbage without it costing him his career?
Lady. Mistress Burbage has a choleric temperament when it comes to affairs of the heart. She prefers to be the one in charge. Mistress Burbage is troubled with a habit for indulging in lustful passions. Let's not go with Scorpio.
The stars indicate that Mistress Burbage harbours an excess of choler in her heart. It has given her a somewhat dominating disposition, and such women oft show a preference for men they perceive to be submissive.
What are you saying, Doc?
Perchance if you were to adopt a more assertive, commanding demeanour, Mistress Burbage's lustful ardour may be tempered.
What you mean, like, be all hench and that? I will not lie, it's not me though, innit? You heed me.
But you are a skilled player, are you not? Think upon it as a role I have given you, as if all the world's a stage, and you are merely playing. At being, hench, as you so call it. You can do it, Mr. Bell.
Aye. Yea, methinks I can. I thank you kindly, Dr. Foreman.
The wife of one of the Quern's bosses has designs upon his person, and he wished to know how to calm her ardor. This is just that Mistress Burbage had a choleric heart, and that if the Quern were to adopt a more dominant posture, her ardor for him may cool. Well, whatever happens to you is of no concern to me, Humphrey. Next time Mistress Burbage stokes the fire and tells me to take off my doublet, I'll tell her. I'll tell her man's not hot. In it?
Hear ye, hear ye! Raleigh's ally, Henry Fortescue, arrested for treason! Hear ye!
Whoops. Oh well. None of my concern. In a raid on his house early this morning, Captain Henry Fortescue was arrested for his part in the plot against the king. Neighbors report that he had been hiding in his basement to escape punishment. His wife, Sybil Fortescue, formerly much renowned in royal court circles for her dinner parties, has vowed to fight on to prove her husband's innocence and win his freedom. Sources say that she had better get on with it, for if he is convicted at his trial this evening, he will be executed tomorrow morning.
Lancelot Moore is doubtless a fool, yet men of his class are destined to rule. They tell us 'tis but the order of things, as is the divine right of kings.
Welcome back, Lancelot. As I recall, you're very close for... Yes, you are. For a letter of rec. 1, 2, 6 of them. I just need 2 more. And you're one of the easier patients to deal with.
Good even, Mr. Moore. How may I do you service?
I have a mind to take up a profession and would have your counsel on it. For I must say, your advice thus far has been most excellent. Counselling me not to marry that sly succubus Emma Dyer did veritably save my life. Indeed, I have heard it rumoured that her husbands have a lamentable habit of dying, if you follow my meaning. In short, their deaths are most unnatural and not at all accidental. Do you understand what I'm telling you, Foreman?
Yes.
Aye, I do, Mr. Moore. Pray afford me a moment to recover from the excess of shock and surprise I do feel upon being told of the lady's true nature. Now, you say you wish to take up a profession. 'Tis a military career you're considering, I presume? You wish to distinguish yourself in battle?
Nay, 'tis a career in the church. I have a mind to take holy orders.
You wish to become a clergyman? Pray tell, how came you by this notion?
'Twas given me by the top dog himself, the Archbishop of Canterbury. He's a hunting chum of my father's. Aye, the Archbishop is a crack shot with a musket. You should see him at it, Foreman. Give the man half an hour and a pouch of lead shot, and he'll turn your duck pond into duck soup. It seems the Archbishop has had his eye on me for quite some time.
Wonder why.
Really, indeed.
He says I show great promise, and that under his personal tutelage I should rise very rapidly. He even said he has a mind to make me Bishop of Salisbury.
Ah, yes, the much coveted bishopric of Salisbury.
But before I make my final decision, Foreman, I thought I'd better come to you first.
Aye, very wise of you. Then let us see what the stars foretell. Would my querent, Lancelot Moore, enjoy success as a clergyman?
Pretty sure the Archbishop wants to get in his pants. Vile hidden motives are at work. Promises will be broken. Serving under the Archbishop would be unpleasant. Moore's ambitions are misguided. He is being unrealistic about his suitability for the church. I mean, he did become a Puritan for one girl and then, abandoned her. Good angels would transform Moore, turning him away from his present course of idleness and dissipation. God will help Moore with... I don't think that's gonna happen with the Archbishop there. London will resound with flattering gossip of Moore's piety and seriousness, thus enhancing his romantic appeal. Okay. No. Bad touch, Archbishop. Bad touch.
May I discourse frankly, sir, as someone who has guided you these many years past?
Yea, I suppose so.
Have you considered that your particular tastes and proclivities might be ill-suited to a life of service in the church?
My tastes and proclivities? Ha! If you only knew of the tastes and proclivities indulged at the Archbishop's Palace in Lambeth, I would tell you what they are, Foreman. But what occurs at Lambeth Palace...
Bides at Lambeth Palace. Yes, I'm well aware. But as for his offering you the bishopric of Salisbury, well, the stars do indicate that His Grace has promised the bishopric of Salisbury to every dean from here to the Isle of Man. He is unlikely to ever grant it to you.
Verily? He has? How very wrong of the Archbishop to make promises he does not keep. You were very right to warn me of this, for I do not think I could bide the company of such a man for long. I thank you, Foreman. You have served me well this day.
Dude wants to hit on you too, I'm pretty sure. Querent did wish to know whether he would find success if he were to pursue a career in the Church of England. Did warn the Querent against pursuing a career in the church. Thinks the Querent was pleased for me the reading I give this day. Just in time too. It is just as well. It would have been a shame to hide my figure under those shapeless clergyman robes. That's why the Archbishop took a liking to you. 'Cause you're showing off your body in your clothes, I guess.
Here comes crafty Emma. What does she ask for now? Many times his needless to say. Despite feelings, may she be saved. The rest of what God gave. Here comes crafty Emma. What does she ask for now?
You almost killed one of my patients, and yeah. At least I got a letter of rec from him. What do you want now, Emma?
God give you good day, madam.
Good day to you, sir, and well met.
And how fares your husband, Lady Dyer? I recall you were worried for his health.
Lord Dyer fell into the Thames and drowned while we were taking a turn along the towpath. Such a shame. He had the habit of carrying his rock collection around in his doublet, or else he might not have sunk straight to the bottom of the river.
His rock collection, you say?
Aye, an unfortunate choice of hobby as it turned out, but there you are.
And, Lord Dyer's family, did they not find the circumstances of his death a trifle peculiar?
Aye, just a trifle. Methinks they would have been far less suspicious had he died of a medical complaint.
Well, I am sorry to hear of your husband's passing, but, madam, are you quite well? You do not seem yourself this day, if I may remark on it.
Dr. Foreman, I am more myself than you have ever seen me, for during these past years I have been playing a role that has served me well, to be sure, but I am grown tired of it. Indeed, I am not proud of my dissembling. I'm not proud of some other things besides.
And doubtless you are come to unburden yourself by confessing your, what those things are.
What? Nay, of course not. As I was saying, whilst my dissimulations have afforded me wealth and status, such a life as I have lived has not fulfilled me. For though I have been married many times and known many men, I have always lacked one important thing.
A moral compass?
And that thing is love. In short, I have found love, Dr. Foreman, and the object of my affection is not one of these privileged popinjays I've met at the royal court. Nay, 'tis a real man, a man who knows what it is to make his own way in the world.
Oh, you mean to say, you mean you and I?
Verily, upon seeing him play Tamara in Titus Andronicus at the Globe one even, I was, well, my heart was took.
I see. You are in love with a player then, I take it.
Humphrey!
Aye, and I wish to marry him. But first, I would know whether such a match be advisable. Is our love true, or is my considerable coin and property where his true affections lie? Such a deception would not surprise me in truth.
Well, nay, doubtless it would not. Let us see whether the stars can tell us.
Wait, it wouldn't be Humphrey. Humphrey was Titus's mother. Okay. A mind of Emma's beloved is on the coin he would inherit when Emma dies. Emma's head has been turned. She is deluded in her hopes. Emma's bow hides evil intention. Not everyone's like Emma, though. If Emma and I were romantic partners, I would not trust her. True. Emma's duty as a wife would be impossible to fulfill. It is cruel to deprive a man of children. Oh, is that what you have an issue with? Emma's relationship with her young man has changed her. A marriage between Emma and her beau would be faithful and enduring. Emma's at 65. I think Emma could be happy. If it's a player, players make decent money, right? So he wouldn't have, like, terrible intentions, right? Sure, Emma. Be happy. I hope.
The stars bless the match between you and the young man.
They do not think it would be bad for him in some way. They do not judge.
The chart indicates that your relationship with this young man has changed you. It would be a faithful, lasting marriage.
Verily? I must own I dared not expect such a happy ending to my story. I thank ye heartily, Dr. Foreman.
But wait, don't you have a few more? Yeah, you have like two more. No, one more after this, I suppose. Oh, it skipped the fourth one. Querent did wish to know whether she should marry the young player she is in love with. I did advise the Querent to marry her young... Oh, it's because I didn't give her advice to kill Dyer. Interesting. So I missed one of her cases. It worked out well still. I didn't expect to get Emma's letter. I shall this even to the playhouse go, and ask my Humphrey to ask me to marry him. Give me a moment, though, because I need to grab some more water as well as check on a few things around the house. So I'll be back in a moment. Alright, I'm back. I'm still quite surprised I got Emma's letter. And this just means I need one more letter of rec. And Foreman will actually be a proper doctor, I guess.
Humphrey Bell, our thoughts we must disclose. For your acting is fine, you wear to many clothes. 'Tis hot, revive, first no, sit down, recline, upon his couch and take
The chorus really needs to cool down hitting on Humphrey. It's quite funny, though.
Good day, Mr. Bell. I see here in my notes the last time you came to us for counsel regarding Mistress Burbage and her tender advances.
Aye, and your advice to be dominating her were very well. This made Mr. Burbage start seeing me in a whole new light, innit? He was well impressed when I told her to go make me some pottage before rehearsal.
If you are so eager to comport yourself like a man, Humphrey, methinks 'tis time you did so upon the stage.
I see. So, as well as resolving the matter with Mistress Burbage, you have also been promoted to playing male roles now. On my word, that is very well to hear.
'Tis about another lady I'm come this day. 'Tis a member of the audience who comes to all my performances and brings me flowers and sweetmeats. A mature lady. A widow, innit?
Another one. On my word, you are most ill-fortuned, Mr. Bell.
Is this Emma?
Verily, are no young players safe these days from being preyed upon by lecherous old ladies?
'Tis not all ladies, Dr. Foreman. Not this one, anyways. Emma ain't like any of the other ladies I've met. In truth, Dr. Foreman, we wish to be wed. I love her, innit?
Then what is your trouble?
Well, I've heard tell of some vexing things. There are them that say she has a heart of stone and only marries to get her hands on a man's money, though I have none, and she very rich. But she has been widowed many times, and there's even a rumour saying she's had a hand in her husband's deaths.
Oh, verily? How
She
shocking.
does, but she truly loves
I
you.
must own to being a trifle shook by it, and maybe a bit excited as well, but mainly shook, innit?
Doubtless you are, for 'tis most frightening if there be any truth to these rumours. We must consult the stars and see whether it be wise for you to marry.
No, get married.
Should Humphrey Bell wed this wealthy widow, and what will become of him if he does?
I told Emma to go for it. If you really do love her, Humphrey, you should go for it too. Lady's psychotic instincts regarding the amassing of wealth have changed. The rumors about the lady are cruel. Yes, they are. No, B first. Humphrey can expect a pleasant inheritance from this lady as she is very rich. In time, and if he keeps faith, Humphrey will have children with this lady. A death will occur on the couple's honeymoon. No. The lady has a creative approach to marriage and is not to be No. Beneath her gentle exterior. No. I mean, they are true, and but her psychotic instincts changed. No, go for it, Humphrey.
Mr. Bell, it has been my privilege to guide you over the years in matters of work and in life. Wisely, I hope, but certainly with the greatest sense of care for your well-being. Indeed, I have come to think of you as a father might think of a son. 'Tis a responsibility I have not taken lightly, and in loco parentis, as it were.
Sir, begging your pardon, sir, but I'm going to stop you right there, because I need to know, innit? Should I marry Emma or not?
The stars bless the match between you and this widow, Mr. Bell. Forsooth, she is, let us be frank, wondrous wealthy. Marrying her will make you a rich man indeed, and with time and faith, you will have many children together.
I'd have to have a full lot of faith, though. My Emma is all of 46 years of age.
Emma, you say this lady's name is?
Dr. Foreman, methinks your stars ain't working true this day. I'll best make this life-changing decision on my own, innit?
I didn't realize she was that old. 46. I should have just gone with A. Can I go back and switch to A? I did advise to Quarren that it is well to marry the widow, for their marriage would produce children. Huh. Unfortunate. I'm sorry, Emma. Thinks I shall retire from stage once I am wed. Mayhap do some charity work or something.
Mary oft takes higher knees to the cock-fighting bits. She prefers a hiding, though she readily admits. Fueled after drinking turnip wine until she's off her. La 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 la.
Off her what? I don't get it.
Good morrow, Mistress Payne. It has been quite some time since I last saw you. Did you ever hear from the Archbishop? I recall your husband was intending to write to him, expressing your concerns about the Continentals.
Aye, we did write, but he never replied. Not that I am surprised, mind you, as they do say that Archbishop Whitgift is a very idle man, not to speak of the unsavoury goings-on within the walls of Lambeth Palace. They say that in the great dining hall the Archbishop and his guests do feast and carouse from dusk till dawn, and 'tis said that in some of the palace rooms they indulge in fornication and sodomitical sins.
Verily, indeed. Then, doubtless that leaves him very little time to reply to Ev.
Truly, methinks being surrounded by such decadence and corruption of the flesh is likely to have made the Archbishop very hard. Aye, bearing witness to so much vice would make a man very hard indeed. Hard, Dr. Foreman? Insensible to the needs and difficulties of ordinary folk such as you and I. Verily, I do not wonder that such a hard man gave me no satisfaction. Which is why I am come to you this day, Dr. Foreman. Something did trouble me last night, and I would have you tell me what it might have been.
I will if I can, madam. Prithee, describe it to me.
Well, at first was the noise of a boat that did awaken me. I got up out of bed and went to the window to see what was. As you know, on 4th Street we are right by the banks of the Thames. In the moonlight, I could just make out a ferry crossing the river, loaded up with large barrels.
And you thought it suspicious?
Aye, indeed, for the hour was very late and the boat's lamp was not lit. I did not wake Mr. Payne to ask his opinion, for, in truth, he has told me he wishes to hear no more about the things I see from our window. So, I am come to you, for I can have no rest until I know who those men were and what they were doing. Who knows what foul deeds may be afoot in Lambeth Town? Mayhap the men I saw were Catholic spies, engaging in some manner of nefarious plot against the realm.
Then let us see. What does God have to say regarding this boat you saw crossing the Thames last night? Was it some kind of elaborate Catholic plot, or is there a more likely explanation?
Lady, you have issues. Mistress Payne wants to change the world. That is the legacy she intends to leave. Mistress Payne is unhappy with her children. They are doubtless grown up and are now neglecting her. She is unpleasant and delusional. I don't think I can just tell her that straight up. Goods on the boat was transporting were of questionable provenance. I don't know that. Boat's journey was undertaken for evil purposes. Ambitions of loyal, untamed forces are at play here. Information should be reported to the authorities, ideally a friend or acquaintance with some connection to them. Okay. I guess you can report it. Why are you coming to me, lady? Just...
You did well to come to me, Mistress Payne. The stars confirm that the events you witnessed last night do indeed portend of doings of a most foul and sinister nature. I will pass your information on to one of my querents, whom I may not name, but who is a member of Her Majesty's Secret Service and reports directly to Her Majesty's Privy Council.
I knew I could rely upon you, Dr. Foreman. You and I doing such important work together. We make quite the team, do we not?
I would not say that precisely.
Do not be falsely modest, Dr. Foreman. False modesty is naught but the sin of vanity in disguise. Now, I must to home hasten to tell my neighbours. Forsooth, I must warn them of this grave threat and bid them keep a watchful eye on our local Catholics. Blessed day, Dr. Foreman.
Goodbye. Quern did wish to know whether a boat crossing the Thames in the middle of the night was part of some Catholic plot against the realm. Did tell the client that I would pass her information on to the relevant authorities. Note to self, tell Christopher Marlowe. And don't know who that is, but that brought us up very high with her. I shall tell my neighbors Dr. Foreman and I are relaying my information to Her Majesty's Privy Council.
Hear Catholic terror plot to blow up Parliament foiled. Gunpowder barrels discovered in cellar.
Oh, snap.
Hear ye?
Oh, good thing we did then. Disturbing reports just in from Westminster that barrels of gunpowder were discovered in a cellar under the Houses of Parliament late last night. Sources indicate that this gunpowder plot was a Catholic conspiracy led by Robert Catesby and assisted by a Continental by the name of Guido Fawkes.
'Tis well to jest at merry pain, 'tis well to sneer and mock, until her views become the norm, then 'twill be quite a shock. But for now, let's laugh at her and how her niece laughs. How her niece laughs, la 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 la.
Oh, that's not nice.
Good day, Mistress Payne. You seem in good cheer.
That I am, Dr. Foreman. This day I am taking my niece on a lovely outing to see the cockfighting in Vauxhall.
Ah, there is a cockpit in Vauxhall now, is there?
Aye, and a very fine one. And I did think we need a nice day out to turn our minds away from that terrible affair of the Catholics plotting to blow up the Houses of Parliament. And my niece does so love the cocks.
Doubtless, madam. And the gunpowder plot was indeed a terrible business.
They say it was the doings of a group of young Catholic nobles from the Midlands, do they not? And that the gunpowder was ferried across the Thames at Lambeth under cover of darkness. Doubtless, 'twas the very same boat I did tell you about, Dr. Foreman. And of course, I must congratulate you for recognizing how right I was to be suspicious of that boat I saw. Now, I bid you tell me, and do not be coy, Dr. Foreman, was it your relaying of my information to the authorities that foiled the gunpowder plot? Did you and I save England from the Catholics?
I am afraid, madam, that I am not at liberty to confirm nor deny my involvement in the matter.
Ah, but oh my days! Are you ill, Dr. Foreman? Mayhap we are both troubled with the same disease, for my eyes do also twitch and prick with pain.
I did remark the condition of your eyes. They are very red in appearance, and you seem troubled with a hacking cough. For how long have you had these troubles?
Only these past few days, and as well as my eyes and my cough, I do also find it a trifle vexing to breathe.
Then let us now consult the stars. What ails Mistress Mary Payne?
Well, thank you for the letter of rec, but, like, lady, are you dying? Bloodshot eyes, characterized by red, itchy eyes. That noxious odors. Green sickness. Disease that can provoke short-windedness owing to buildup of venereal frustration. She is short-winded. But it sounds like could be noxious odors too. Oh, Gemini is the lungs. It was Aries doing the head, right? Aries is eyes. So I don't know what the correct answer was for that quiz. Darn. I want to say it's just this. Could be like gas or smoke or something.
Ah, madam, your symptoms are occasioned by noxious odours. Most likely you did lately inhale a large volume of smoke. Mayhap your chimney requires cleaning.
Indeed it does not, Dr. Foreman. My cleanliness is unimpeachable. I have my maidservant scour the house from top to bottom every day.
Well, then you're gonna
Then
die.
I cannot be sure what has occasioned your... Hold. What is that acrid odour? Methinks it does emanate from your clothing. Madam, have you been taking part in the anti-Catholic pogroms that Lambeth has witnessed these past days? The burning of houses and shops. The lynching of priests from trees upon Lambeth Green.
Mayhap I have, and what of it? You should be congratulating me and my ilk for keeping you safe, and for sending a clear message to those Catholics who would plot against our Parliament and blow us up with gunpowder.
Madam, these Catholics are our neighbours, our colleagues, and Our friends. I beseech you to consider your actions, madam. Are not Catholics people too, just as we are? If you prick them, do they not bleed?
Aye, and their flesh does burn the same and all. I fear I do not follow your reasoning, Dr. Foreman.
Are they not subject to the same diseases, healed by the same cures as we are? And if not cured, then, alas, taken so soon, so needlessly. I did never have the chance to... Oh, my sweet Avis. Can you ever forgive me?
Is something the matter with you, Dr. Foreman? On my honor, you do seem most troubled. Mayhap you should be going to consult with a doctor yourself. God keep you well, Dr. Foreman. Blessed day.
Lady, you're sick. Like, mentally sick. Present with a cough, difficulty breathing, and irritation of the eyes. Yeah, it sounded like smoke. I don't want this letter of rec. Mayhap we make a list of which shops and taverns are Catholic-owned, but thinks our actions could be a trifle more organized. Screw you, lady. You're terrible.
Hear ye! London struck by plague. Playhouses closed by order of the king. Hear ye!
Ooh. Town's crier's dead. Unfortunate. Well, possibly dead. Most likely dead. Be advised that if you are experiencing any of the following plague symptoms, fever, abdominal pain, lumps on your groin oozing foul pus, send word to local authorities and a team of carpenters will be dispatched to your place of residence to board up your house so that you may not roam about infecting others. Please ensure dead loved ones are ready to be deposited in the plague cart when it passes each evening. Corpses deposited on the street outside of collection hours will incur a fine of 1 shilling. I mean, it is his job, but he's too busy hitting on his clergyman, I suppose.
God give you good day, your grace. How fare you?
Know you whether the plague will reach as far as Lambeth? Have you seen it in the stars?
The plague that has begun to spread throughout London. Rest assured, your grace, if the plague does indeed reach Lambeth, the people of Lambeth will have me, Dr. Simon Foreman, at their service. My renowned strong water cure will doubtless be...
I bid you, read the stars for me now. Will or will it not reach Lambeth?
Of course, as it pleases your grace. Let us see what the stars have to say. Will the London plague reach beyond the city walls to Lambeth?
Rumors of plagues reaching Lambeth are not credible. I feel like it's going to come anyways. Death from the plague is God's punishment for our sins. Archbishop has nothing to fear from the plague. He has but to exercise patience and the threat will fight. It is the Archbishop's duty to stay in Lambeth and help fight the plague. The Archbishop must embark on a voyage. Lambeth society may be peaceful now, but people can behave unpredictably during grave health. Dude, it's your job. And it is God's punishment. And you have nothing to fear. I think you have a lot to fear, sir.
Yes. The stars are most clear on the matter. Very clear indeed.
Then what do they say? Tell me.
Well, before I give you my answer, I would have your decision on granting me that medical license we spoke of on your previous visits. I am sorry, Your Grace, but I must insist upon it.
I would gladly do so, but I find my hands tied due to various episcopal and doctrinal... As I see you are determined not to let the matter rest, I will speak true. Some years ago, the Queen's physician, Dr. Richard Smith, did write me a letter on behalf of the College of Physicians. He warned me in the strongest terms against granting you a medical license. So you see, I cannot grant you a license without raising the ire of the College of Physicians. But now, Dr. Foreman, doubtless you are thinking that a man of my position, one of the most powerful men in England, should not be so easily put off by such a letter. However, and methinks you know this from your own experience, the college is a terrifying organization that will stop at nothing to get their way. One would be better off defying the Queen herself than the licensed doctors of London. For whilst our Lord God in heaven may be merciful, the College of Physicians is not.
Aye, verily, I must own that what you say is very true.
But mayhap I will furnish you with a letter of recommendation to the University of Cambridge. They may confer upon you a medical degree, and thereby a medical license.
I thank you, Your Grace.
Now, prithee, answer my question.
Your Grace, I am sorry to inform you that Lambeth will not escape the plague this time. It will reach Lambeth before the week is out.
God's mercy! Are you sure of this?
Aye. It seems this plague is God's punishment upon us, though 'tis not clear in the stars what the punishment is for. Debauchery, mayhap? Insufficient burning of heretics? 'Tis hard to know. No doubt such questions as these will occupy your thoughts in the coming hours and days, though doubtless your priority lies with preparing your clergy and their congregations for the trials to come.
Yes, indeed. I must start preparing the household now if we are to remove to Sussex before the plague reaches us.
But surely you're not leaving Lambeth, Your Grace. Not in its hour of need.
Worry not, Dr. Foreman. I will, of course, have my vicars remain, so they may give last rites to their parishioners.
Before you go, Your Grace, I believe you were intending to write me a letter of recommendation.
Well, indeed, I will reflect on the quality of advice you have given me over the years, and if I judge that you have acted with some skill, then I will have my chaplain draft you a letter of recommendation and have it sent to you. Good day, Dr. Foreman.
You're a spineless ass. Screw you, John Whitgift. Querent did wish to know whether the plague, which has lately begun to spread throughout London, will reach as far as Lambeth. I did tell the Querent that the plague would indeed reach Lambeth, and that it was his duty to remain and offer spiritual succor to Lambeth residents in their hour of need. Of course he wouldn't stay. I will deliver a sermon on the lessons we might learn from Noah and the flood. Sir, I thank you for your recent submission of several letters of recommendation. I am pleased to inform you that these letters, being of sufficient quality and number, have been credited towards the obtention of a medical degree. Please find and close your license to practice medicine. John Cowell, Vice Chancellor, University of Cambridge.
Foreman gained a license to everyone's surprise. A true and proper doctor at last legitimized. But now he's risen up so far from whence he began. We'll be common folks still see Foreman as our man.
I'm surprised too. Screw you, John Whitgift.
You cannot board up my house! 'Tis not a plague house! You are mistaken! I do not have the plague! Let me out of here! Know you not who I am, you fools? I am Simon Foreman, Doctor of Astrology and Physic! Fie upon those ungrateful wretches! Have I not always been there for them when they needed me? Am I not the doctor who risked his life to cure them during the plague of '92, when all the other doctors and their high-born friends fled London and left them to die? Indeed, mayhap next time I will think again before risking my life in the service of the townsfolk, if this is the way I'm to be repaid. And forsooth, if my deeds are so easily forgotten by the living, what chance is there for my work to be remembered by generations to come? What will the world know of me once I'm gone?
It's okay, Simon. You gave us these amazing case books that inspired this game. This speaks of quiet violence exacted by a genteel woman with hidden motives. What? My name will be mentioned in court during a famous legal battle. I will be remembered for having given something valuable to a psychopath to hide somewhere. Forsooth, how strange. Whatever could that be? A potion comprised of costly ingredients? It will be a long time before my ingenious contributions are properly recognized by historians. My relationship with myself will change when I embark on a voyage. To wit, my death will occur while traveling. Good angels will ensure the manner of my death serves as a testament to the intelligence, accuracy, and soundness of my methods as an authority in the field of astrological science. This is very accurate, although it's questionable science. It's like pseudoscience. Because, these are just stars, work of God. There's no, evidence, physical evidence based behind any of this. Which, science loves questioning everything, but you at least want your answers to have some sort of evidence? Physical evidence? Well, only evidence matters in a court of law. That's what I learned from Ace Attorney, at least.
Ah, I see. Many years will pass before my work is to be given the recognition it deserves. Men living centuries from now, mayhap even ladies, will study my treatises and casebooks with great care and write histories about my work. But hold, does not Mr. Shakespeare tell the lives of great men upon the stage? Perchance playwrights will use the wondrous stage machinery of the future to illuminate my work. Mayhap the story of my life will be told by players, for my work is of great historical importance. And now that I have a medical license, not even the College of Physicians has the power to discredit me. But if I am to go forth into the world to make any further contributions to the advancement of medical science, I must find a way to pry these wretched boards off my front door. William! William! Fetch me a crowbar!
I did wish to know how I would be remembered in years to come. I judged that would be many years before my historical contributions are properly recognized. Oh, and that's the end.
Long ago in England in 1592, there begins our tale, and all of it is true. Through all of London, bubonic plague did spread, covering folk in weeping sores and leaving thousands dead.
From towns and cities, doctors they did flee, leaving their patients to die in misery.
But one brave doctor stayed when all the cowards fled. Might have been because he was too sick to leave his bed.
Foreman made a plague cure and used it on himself, then left his house to restore Londoners to health.
Huzzah! 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 Huzzah!
Simon Foreman, cured us of the plague. 'Tis true, some details
are a little vague, but we know he used astrology and rises up too high from whence he began. Will we Coleman folk still see Foreman as our man? Simon Foreman,
You just solve the plate, his
through some details are a little vague, but we know he used astrology and knows his astrowater, so what if he be not a proper licensed doctor?
That was fun. And weird, yes. Based on a true and truly ridiculous story. It's hard to believe both of those things are, like, you know, not exclusive of each other. But that has been Astrologaster.
Long ago in England.
Huh. Okay. I was wondering, like, why nothing was happening when I was pressing buttons. Huh, okay. And we could just start a new game. But I became a doctor. I was probably going to replay it if I didn't get all the letters correct, but we pretty much saw everything that happened, I guess. Quite unfortunate about Simon's love life and whatnot, but, like, he slept with 2 of his patients. And that's more than enough, really, considering both of them were married. This game was ridiculous. I just wanted to play it because the premise was so strange, yet seemed to be historically accurate for the most part. Ugh. Oh, so many of these characters are so despicable. Like, screw you, John Whitgift. But, yeah. That's the entire game done. And I'm surprised. I knew it was a short game, but I'm surprised I actually managed to finish it so quickly. But, yeah. Since I finished this game, I'm not going to be streaming this Sunday, so I won't be back until the 12th. I'll have another game ready by then. That game, it will be World's End Club. I got that earlier this year too. Reason for that because I love Danganronpa, and this seems like Danganronpa but rated T. So I kind of want to see how that goes. So until the 12th, don't die.